If you work in an office or any professional environment, communication is the key to success. You meet the right words, the right tone, and the right confidence to express yourself clearly at work. What should you say in a meeting? How can you politely share your ideas or ask for clarification? And what are the best ways to handle disagreements or give feedback? In this episode, I'll teach you all the essential English phrases you'll need for your workplace, from team meetings and emails to everyday office conversations. So just listen, repeat after me, and learn step by step. Because, my friends, the more you practice, the more confident and professional you'll sound at work. Hello and welcome back to the Ravand English podcast. I'm your host, Brandon, and I'm so glad you're here for another practical English lesson. Today's topic is English for workplace, one of the most important skills you can develop to grow in your career. We've divided this episode into 5 essential parts that cover everything you need to communicate effectively and confidently at work. Let's go to the first part. Part 1. Everyday office communication. When you're at work, small conversations and clear communication are part of your daily routine. Here are some polite and useful phrases you'll hear or use all the time. When you don't understand something, don't panic. Just ask politely, "Could you please clarify what you mean?" Could you please clarify what you mean? This is a respectful way to ask for more information. If you missed what someone said, you can say, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you please repeat it?" "I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you please repeat it?" This shows that you're listening carefully and want to understand. But when you want to suggest an idea, use this structure. I'd like to suggest. I'd like to suggest. It sounds polite and professional. For example, I'd like to suggest a new way to organize our team meetings. I'd like to suggest a new way to organize our team meetings. Sometimes you might need to schedule another meeting to continue a discussion. You can say, "Let's touch base later to discuss this further." This phrase is very common in business English and simply means, "Let's talk again soon." I know you probably haven't heard this expression before, and it might sound a little advanced, but don't worry. All you need to do is memorize it. I'm going to repeat it one more time for you. Let's touch base later to discuss this further. Repeat after me. Let's touch base later to discuss this further. And when someone shares their opinion, it's important to show appreciation. For example, you can say, "I really appreciate your input." It helps build teamwork and a positive workplace environment. And when you want to check if your colleague agrees with you, does that make sense? Or, do you agree with that? Make sure you do not say, "Are you agree with that?" The right way to say that, the correct way to say that, is to say, Do you agree? Not are you agree? Do you agree with that? Does that make sense? These are polite ways to make sure everyone is on the same page. If you need a quick update from a coworker, try this phrase. Can you give me a quick update on that project? It's short, polite, and perfect for everyday office conversations. And here's another one that is super common. Let's circle back to this later. Let's circle back to this later. This means let's come back to this topic after we've finished other things. That's another natural business English expression, just like touch base. All right, let's go to the next part. Part 2, Meetings and Professional Discussions. Meetings are where communication skills really matter. You need to express yourself clearly and respectfully. Let's go over a few key phrases. When you want to share your thoughts, say, in my opinion. In my opinion. For example, in my opinion, this approach could save us time. I repeat that. In my opinion, this approach could save us time. If you disagree with someone, it's okay. Just do it politely. I'm sorry, but I disagree. It keeps the tone respectful and professional. When you want to find a solution that works for everyone, you can say, can we find a compromise? Can we find a compromise? This shows that you are cooperative and focused on teamwork. And to show optimism during the difficult discussion, you can say, I'm confident we find a solution. This phrase keeps the meeting positive and forward-looking. Forward-looking. Finally, before the meeting ends, it's helpful to make sure everyone is clear. For example, you can say, let's set clear expectations. Let's set clear expectations. This means defining responsibilities and next steps so everyone knows what to do. Part 3. Writing an email at work. Good communication also means writing well, especially in emails, right? Let's review some key expressions. To start an email politely, you can say, Dear Mr. Smith, or Hello, Sarah, depending on how formal your relationship is. If you're following up on something from before, write, I'd like to follow up on our previous conversation. Okay, I repeat that one more time. I'd like to follow up on our previous conversation. Follow up on. I'd like to follow up on. Say that with me. I'd like to follow up on our previous conversation. This shows you're organized and responsible. When you want extra information, use, could you provide more context on this? This is the most common way to say this. Could you provide more context on this? This means you'd like to understand the situation better. When you close an email, be polite and clear. For example, thank you for your time. Or, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for your time. I look forward to hearing from you. Then sign off with something like best regards or kind regards. Always keep your emails short, polite, and professional. That's the secret to clear workplace writing. Part 4. Handling conflict and giving feedback. Conflicts can happen at work, and that's okay, I think. What matters here is how you communicate during those moments, right? When something goes wrong, it's important to take responsibility. I'm sorry for any inconvenience caused. Any inconvenience caused. This shows professionalism and respect. If you want to give feedback, focus on the behavior, not the person. It's very important, my friends. Focus on the behavior, not the person. For example, your presentation was very clear. One thing that might make it even better is adding more examples. Your presentation was very clear. One thing that might make it even better is adding more examples. This is the best way if you want to give feedback. When receiving feedback, say, "Thank you for your feedback. I'll take that into consideration." Oh my God, I love this one. This shows maturity and growth mindset. This is a great phrase to learn and memorize. I'll take that into consideration. This means I'll think carefully. It sounds very polite and very professional. Please say it with me. I'll take that into consideration. I love this phrase. And if you need to resolve a disagreement, remember this. Let's focus on finding a solution that works for everyone. This one is beautiful too. Let's focus on finding a solution that works for everyone. This keeps the tone positive and solution-oriented. Did you notice what I said? I used the word resolve. Resolve means to find a solution, especially when there's a problem or disagreement. We often use it with words like conflict, issue, or disagreement. For example, resolve a disagreement, resolve a conflict, resolve an issue. I said I used it in my sentence. If you need to resolve a disagreement, let's focus on finding a solution that works for everyone. Do you remember? Say those words with me once more. Resolve a disagreement. Say it. Resolve a conflict. Say it, please. Resolve an issue. Say it, please. Say it with me. You are my friend. You have to say it with me. Resolve a disagreement. It's fun. Come on. Resolve a conflict. Resolve an issue. You are the best. Pay attention to those small details, my friends. They make your English sound much more natural and professional. Cultural sensitivity is very important in a diverse workplace. It means being aware of culture differences and adapting how you speak and act. Respect other people's customs. Be open-minded and try to understand their point of view. The simple habit helps prevent misunderstandings and makes teamwork much smoother. Nonverbal communication is just as important as the words you use in meetings. Pay attention to your body language, eye contact, facial expressions, and tone of voice. A calm tone and open posture make your message sound confident and friendly. These small signals help others trust and understand you better. Let's go to the next part. Part 5. Workplace vocabulary you should know. Here are some essential words you'll often hear at work. Let's go. Collaboration. Working together with others to reach a goal. For example, team collaboration is key to our success. Next word. Leadership. Guiding and motivating others. For example, good leadership inspires confidence. Teamwork. Cooperative effort among people. We call it teamwork. For example, strong teamwork makes any project easier. Time management. Organizing your time efficiently. For example, you can say, good time management helps reduce stress. Adaptability. Being able to adjust to new situations. Adaptability is important in fast-changing workplace. Next word, professionalism. 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 Behaving in a respectful, responsible way at work. Example, he always shows professionalism in meetings. He's a good guy probably. Feedback loop. The process of giving and receiving feedback. A good feedback loop helps everyone improve. I love the next one, work-life balance. Managing time between work and personal life. A healthy work-life balance helps prevent burnout. Burnout? What is burnout? Burnout means extreme tiredness or stress caused by working too much for too long. It's when your mind and body say, I need a break. I need a break, please, for God's sake. I need a break. So having balance is really important. Conflict resolution. Finding peaceful solutions to disagreements. Example, strong communication skills help with conflict resolution. Stakeholders. People who are affected by, involved in, or have an interest in a project, decision, or organization. They can include employees, managers, customers, investors, anyone who has something to gain or use from the project's results. We call them stakeholders. Productivity. This measure of how efficiently tasks are completed and goals are reached. Let's go to the next vocabulary. Performance evaluation. This is very important when it comes to business English. A review of an individual's or team's work, usually based on set goals or standards. Performance evaluation. For example, my performance evaluation is next week. I prepared examples of my progress. Did you notice I used the word individual? Individual simply means one single person, not a group or team. So when we say an individual's performance, we're talking about how one person did their job. It's a very common and useful word in professional English, so make sure you remember it. Individual. So, my friends, that brings us to the end of today's episode. English for the workplace. You've learned how to express your ideas, handle meetings, write emails, and deal with difficult situations at work, all in clear, natural English. Remember, communication is not just about speaking, it's about connecting. The more you practice, the more confident and professional you'll become. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe and leave a comment below. Tell me what kind of workplace English you want to learn next. Thanks for listening to the Ravand English podcast. I'm your friend, Brandon, and I'll see you on the next episode.